It has been, oh God, it's been so long. But I am here because I know that you guys cannot survive without book reviews. That is the lifeblood of America, and we need to do book reviews really just to survive. Today I'm reviewing this book. It's called The Boy Who Drew Monsters by Kevin Donohue. I don't know where my copy of the book went. I had a hardcover. I'm not really mourning the loss of it. This is definitely like, this was a hard read for me. And honestly, I had, it took me an entire semester of school to get through this book. Not because it was a long book or a particularly hard read, but because I was constantly frustrated with the characters in the book. But we'll get to that in a minute. The general plot of the story, it surrounds two families, one with an autistic child, and I believe an autistic child, don't quote me, and one with a regular child. And it focuses on the families, the history between the families, and how the children interact. Some issues that I had while reading the book were mainly with the characters. Almost every character is vexing to me in some respect or another. The normal little boy is, he's supposed to be friends with this autistic child, but he is constantly getting frustrated with him, and I suppose it's normal. And he repeatedly is saying that he's scared of this child, he doesn't want to be near this child. The parents, one of the fathers cheated on the wife, one of the wives is cheating on her husband, and the father of the autistic child wants to be closer with the normal child, and there's just a lot of unhappiness, a lot of discontent, and a lot of elements that would normally make a great story, but I don't know if it was because the author wanted to showcase how disjointed the families were and how broken everything was from the get-go. It sort of constantly irritated me. It's kind of like a Gone Girl. I mean, I personally haven't read Gone Girl, but it has been described to me as everybody is terrible. It's kind of like that, only everyone's a little bit less terrible. To be honest, you could generally see the flow of how each character was the way that they were and why they were that way. So that was well done. Another problem I had with the book, it went from a ghost story to I don't even know, a child with a superpower story. The author makes a point of focusing on the ocean. There are a lot of references to the ocean. There's a lot of dialogue deliberately referencing the ocean. I think a specific quote was, "He got lost in the swim of her." It's a child like hugging the mother, I think, and it's very deliberate. There's a lot of dialogue that's very deliberately referencing the ocean. And the whole culture of the area that they're in is that there was a shipwreck, and they sort of pushed the shipwreck, and there's sort of supernatural things going on. There's monsters all over the place, and the autistic child keeps drawing them. And so you think, and you are very convinced throughout the whole story that there is something going on, the area is being haunted, and you kind of get invested in the idea of this ghost story, especially when another character is introduced that references ghosts directly. There is a woman who works for a priest in the story. She's like, "Yes, when I was younger, I saw ghosts. I think I have the same, affinity as your son." And at this point, you think that the son is sort of, has a sensitivity for the supernatural, the autistic child, and you're like, oh, okay, this kid, he's sensitive to ghosts, he's drawing them. This is the story. This is what the story is. It's sort of how, the struggle between these families, the supernatural realm, and how it all, comes together and impacts. At the end of the story, it's explained that this child is not sensitive to the supernatural. He's in fact drawing all of the monsters that are surrounding him in his life. And it, there's another huge twist at the end. I don't want to give it away because then there would literally be no point in you reading the book if you haven't read the book already. I don't know why you're watching this review. You should go read the book. Other than that, I have nothing else to say on this book. It was interesting. If you've read the book and you have a totally different take on it, please let me know, because it's very possible that I just did not read this book closely enough. I read it in huge chunks over long periods of time, so things might have gotten lost. I might have misunderstood some things. So if you've read the book and you actually have some more insight into it, or if you've done some research, or if you're the author and you have more insight into the book than I do, definitely comment. Let me know, because I got so lost so many times. I hope you guys read the book. If you read the book, I hope you enjoy the book. If you have, you know, I mean, I didn't, but if you, I mean, you should read the book. It's The Boy Who Drew Monsters, Kevin Donohue. Check it out, or don't.